This video on scenic river rules was prepared for the LRRWMO River Watershed Management Organization. In 1973, the Minnesota legislature passed the Wild and Scenic Rivers Act. The purpose of this act was to preserve and protect the outstanding scenic, recreational, natural, historical, and scientific values of certain Minnesota rivers and their adjacent lands. Scenic rivers are those that exist in a free-flowing state with adjacent lands that are largely undeveloped. Parts of only 6 rivers in the entire state are designated as scenic and recreational. 2 of these are found right here in the LRRWMO River watershed. The Mississippi River is designated as recreational where it borders the city of Ramsey. The Rum River is designated as scenic and recreational from the southern border of the Anoka County Fairgrounds upstream to well into Mille Lacs County. The recreational designation extends further downstream to a point below the Anoka Dam and even a bit south of the Walking Bridge. Seeley Brook, Cedar Creek, and Trout Brook are designated tributaries of the Rum River, which also has special protections. Having such high-quality river resources presents excellent opportunities for recreation, as well as responsibility to keep them in top-notch condition. Strategies to maintain these rivers are laid out in management plans prepared by the Minnesota Department of Natural Resources dating back to the late 1970s and Minnesota Rule 6105 adopted by the legislature and updated as recently as 2008. These plans and rules specify setbacks for roads, dwellings, septic systems, and other structures from the ordinary high water level in the bluff line, as well as limit the size of lots and vegetation management. Cities adopt zoning controls that specify allowable land use, regulate subdivisions, and require permits to alter the natural landscape. The following highlights some of the restrictions for designated scenic rivers. Reducing the hundreds of pages of rules and plans into a few bullet points requires some oversimplification. So, before initiating any project, it's wise to check with your city for permit requirements. A DNR permit may be required as well. Lots should be at least 4 acres in size and 250 feet wide at the building line and at the water line. Structures should be set back 30 feet from the bluff line, 100 feet from designated tributaries, and 150 feet from the ordinary high water level. Sewage treatment systems should be set back 100 feet from the ordinary high water level and 75 feet from designated tributaries. Structures should be no more than 35 feet tall unless solely used for agricultural purposes. Structures should not be built on slopes steeper than 12% without special screening, erosion control, and sewage disposal methods. Within the same setback zone as structures, there should be no clear cutting of vegetation. Trees more than 4 inches in diameter at chest height may be removed selectively while maintaining continuous tree cover without large opening. Removal of trees and shrubs under 4-inch diameter at chest height and pruning of limbs on larger trees is allowed. Leaving the understory intact, however, helps hold soil in place and preserves the views from the river without obscuring river views from the homes. Removal of diseased, rotten, or trees that present a safety hazard is also allowed. For projects that involve grading and filling, minimize earth moving, erosion, and tree clearing. Expose the smallest amount of bare ground for the shortest feasible amount of time. Use temporary ground cover like mulch during the project and permanent ground cover like sod when the project is done. All erosion and sediment control measures required as part of the permit should be followed closely. And finally, no filling or draining of wetlands within wild, scenic, or recreational land use districts is allowed. If you have any questions about the scenic and recreational river requirements, please contact your city. All of these restrictions are designed to keep our outstanding water resources the envy of neighboring communities. If we all work together, we can make significant and long-lasting impacts.